You're watching the Big 3 on CBS. Game 2 of our triple header, almost set to go deep in the heart of Texas. It's the three-headed monsters taking on the aliens here in Dallas. Hello and welcome to Comerica Center. Sloan Martin, Jim Jackson along with you. We just saw a great matchup between 2-1 teams, and we've got two more competing this time.
Yeah, two teams, 2-1. Again, they're talking about you want to separate yourself and establish the momentum moving forward as we go into a halfway point of the season. And both teams, three-headed monsters and enemies, have players that can beat you, but together, collectively as a group, they're going to play physical, smart, hard basketball.
Well, the enemies for back-to-back weeks are playing without high-flying Elijah Stewart. He is playing for the Pelicans and NBA Summer League. Look at the numbers he's been putting up this year, 19.5 points per game. But they got a big output from Swaggy P, 17 points, 4 threes in week 3.
But this is what we expected when we were able to be blessed with Nick Young coming into the fold for the Big 3, his ability to stretch the defense, to shoot it. Swaggy was able to get his swag on with 17 points and 4 rebounds.
Well, he's also going to be the player coach today. Unfortunately, Gilbert Arenas agent Zero, the three-time All-Star, not able to be here in Frisco due to travel issues. Who's not having those at this point? And on the other side, another player coach, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, is filling in for Reggie Theus, who is not here this week. So two players on the sidelines. Here are our rosters presented by PNC Bank. You see the two captains, also the two coaches today, Nick Young, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Jonathan Simmons, Isaiah Austin, the co-captains, and then Kevin Murphy right there in the middle for the three-headed monsters, the top scorer in the Big 3.
Yeah, good matchup too. Jonathan Simmons and Isaiah Austin too. Keep an eye on that one.
These are the rules of the Big 3. First team to 50 wins. There is no game clock, a 14-second shot clock. You must win by 2. You'll see throughout the game, 2 free throws have different distances, different values as well. And then, of course, you see a 4-point shot on the court. Those circles touching any spot of it will be a 4-point shot. And Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf calls his own number on that play and misses.
Well, it's interesting. So Mahmoud usually starts the game. Now his minutes may be pulled back depending on who they're playing. So it'd be interesting now that he's the player coach. I would ask Brian about this. Any tendency to give yourself more minutes?
Is that something you see,
exactly. Scal, what do you think? When you were player coach, did you want to give yourself more minutes? Tell the truth.
So I'm not worried about him. How about Swaggy P on the other side? You think his game plan is going to be pass me the ball?
He's not coming out the whole time, Scal.
And he'll sub out if you don't set screens for him, if you don't give him the ball. Like, Mahmoud, he kind of gets it. He's like, I'm going to give you a good 7 minutes, maybe 8.
Right.
But I'm worried about Swaggy P calling his own number over and over again.
All right, we'll right now. Look, he's going to call isolation up top on Mahmoud.
New career high for Swaggy P today because of that?
It might be. It might be career high in everything. Minutes, fouls, definitely not assists.
Isaiah Austin, the finish inside, the 7-footer, a major presence offensively and defensively. Played not far from here at Baylor University, where he was one of the best defensive players in the Big 12. As Murphy, talk about calling your own number, knocks that down from 3.
I mean, what a welcome sight to have Murphy not only participate in the Big 3 this year, but at a high level, and make this even more intriguing by having another scorer to compete with Joe Johnson. And see right there coming down, Simmons, I think, came down on his, maybe Austin's foot.
He did land a little bit awkwardly. Hopefully he is okay.
Yeah. I think Michael Beasley last week had the same situation where he came down. Again, this is something that is hard to control in basketball. You know it's known that when you leave your feet, when you come down, when you come down right there, it is. I've been there so many times when I never like to see that.
Hopefully it looked worse than it is. He is walking off on his own, and hopefully we see Simmons soon, or he is able to heal up very soon.
Yeah.
Second week with the three-headed monsters.
Yep. Former Baylor player as well.
Abdul-Rauf, the player coach. getting it going early.
Still can play, man. Still getting it. I love to see it.
Zach Henry has got it. Going underneath the screen. He'll pull up. Austin, the hook shot. Can't quite find that yet.
Yeah, no, but those are the baskets. I'm telling you, we saw it in the first game with Trilogy, where you got to be able to convert those easy ones inside, because if the game gets into the thick of it, that's a good shot at time by Henry. It's tougher to get the easier shots.
Zach Henry knocking down that three at 11 points, 9 rebounds. So he's a really solid complementary player. We should point out, too, Rashard Lewis for the second straight week not with the three-headed monsters due to personal reasons. So they're down a coach, down their captain as well today.
Well, that's why you can dig into the draft pool and guys that you already have some intel on to be able to pull up when your roster gets depleted for a number of reasons.
And then you get to bring in someone like Miller, who's won at least one championship overseas, that kind of have these winning traditions.
Yeah, it is. You see Isaiah Austin able to get his slender body in between, and then Murphy with a little step back. Take all 2 of those. But again, I think the diversity in players is what the Big 3 was looking for, and they have it now. See Swaggy P a little short on his jump shot, but it gets tipped in by Miller. Now, because they both went to Baylor, do you think he helped him out there?
And it's something to think about right here in Texas, feeling the brotherhood, maybe. Missed by Abdul-Rauf. Henry, he's feeling it. Abdul-Rauf chasing down the rebound, and Murphy knocking down the three. What's so great about Murphy? That brings up Suler at first break. He is shooting the lights out this season.
But it's the quick outlet and the hustle by Mahmoud. Lead scoring the reason for, in the Big 3 for a reason, does he get knocked down shots like that.
The three-headed monsters shooting the ball well. They're on top. A great Sunday afternoon to check out the Big 3, 12-7 over the enemies. Now through July 24th, enter the 2022 Toyota and Big 3 All-Star Weekend Flyaway Sweepstakes for your chance to win a trip to the Big 3 All-Star Weekend in the Bahamas. The grand prize includes airfare, accommodations, and tickets for 2 to the Big 3 All-Star Game on September 4th at Atlantis Bahamas Resort. See official rules to enter. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to ToyotaBig3Flyaway.com. And Brian Scalabrine standing by with a couple players today.
Players, not just that, player coaches. So I'm here with Swaggy P, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. How is it different playing and coaching?
You know what? For me, it's really no difference, because as players, we think the game. You know, we talk to each other. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we got a good about 3 or 4 plays that we know for sure. So be ready. We've been talking. Yeah.
All right, guys. Good luck.
Hey, Scal, you didn't ask him the tough question.
No,
I'm very disappointed in you right there. You had a chance with Nick Young to ask him the tough question, and you walked away.
Hey, the best part about basketball is he could tell me whatever he wants, but we can see what he's really thinking.
I wanted you to ask the question, bro.
It is true. Everyone wondering what he's going to do with himself. But you know what? He is on the bench right now.
No, okay. Scouts said that we could see by his actions. Miller.
Long two was good.
Now, good play that time by Mahmoud. He drew the defense with that extra durable. Stretched it out a little bit. That opened it up for Miller to be open.
Crawford knocks down the shot for the enemies. Jordan Crawford filling in for Stewart, who was called up to the Pelicans Summer League.
Which is good. I mean, it's great exposure to the league when you have a guy that's playing in the Big 3. And speaking of which, Mahmoud, is when you're able to get caught up, you know, when the league is going on. That's a lot of credibility, you believe, for the Big 3 league.
You know, Crawford was also on this Wizards team from 2012. Let me try that again. 2010 to 2012, along with Rashard Lewis, who's absent today, and Nick Young. So a connection there. They all played under the late Flip Saunders.
Well, you know, it's now you got scorers out here on the court. Henry can score. You know, Austin can score. Mahmoud can score. Crawford can score. Of course, Swaggy P. So that's You're going to make this game a very interesting one to see defensively who can lock down who. Ooh.
Henry spinning in the lane. He did get clocked.
He got hit. Yeah. Henry not happy with the call, but he caught him right there.
He's just trying hard, going for the ball, following his miss.
He swung, he hit him. I really wanted to tell him you hit him. I really wanted to step out there and say you hit him. I really Bro, you got him. Maybe not on the initial shot, but on the rebound part of it, you did.
Austin goes up with it. Look at the length, but still can't find the bottom of the basket.
Another miss, and guess what? I can do the math here. 5-point swing. Okay, Austin misses the 2, Miller gets the 3. 5-point swing. I'm proud of that, right?
Math on the spot.
Hey, listen, and that's coming from a public university in Ohio State to be able to get that down quickly, too, to get it in there. But here it is. It's the missed shot. Austin with his hands down. Miller makes him pay. Huh? Did I hear you? What'd you say?
Sammy Monroe misses off the front of the iron. We should point out, too, for the three-headed monsters, Jonathan Simmons out for the game with an injury. And that's just unfortunate for him. He was having a really solid start to the season. Hopefully he can be back soon as Miller will knock down the 3.
And what Miller said, listen, and Simmons is out, and somebody else has to step up. And right now, Quincy Miller.
Driving, double clutching in the air is Henry, but that won't fall. Quickly trying to return the shot is Murphy. Crawford.
Good defense.
Henry being forced to go right there. Instead, he's going to pull it up. That was great D by Monroe, knowing that he's left-handed.
Hey, so, to your point, scouting report, you want to send Henry to his right. That time couldn't get back, forced him to take a contested 3-point shot.
Well, here in Texas, we got a couple Baylor players on the floor. It is Quincy Miller and Isaiah Austin. You can see they overlap just a little bit as Murphy can't finish inside. He will be fouled. But Waco just about 100 miles from here.
Yeah, able to get it inside. Murphy got caught up underneath the basket, fortunately able to.
And we're going to see our first Bring the Fire of game number 2. We saw it 3 times in game 1. It is one of the coolest parts of the Big 3, where you can challenge a shooting foul. Those 2 players involved go 1-on-1. No more 2-dribble minimum rule. So a lot of real estate to work with for Murphy. He'll take this step back, long range 2, and drains it.
Well, in that situation, the guys are offensively that are able to capitalize on it, know how to get to their go-to move. And Murphy here giving up side, wanted to get to a step back, started right, got back to his left, created this space, got the shot up and in.
And it is a 12-2 run for the three-headed monsters. Just shooting the lights out right now. Young trying to put an end to that. He had 4 threes in week 3. Good box out by Crawford and a quick outlet. Young calling his number again. He wants to see it go in.
Yeah, get some good looks, but not able to knock him in.
Another quick swing over to Murphy. That's what you want to find. And that will bring us to halftime. The three-headed monsters, 27-11, lights out shooting for that score.
Yeah, but they kept the court spread. I told you had scorers on this team, and Miller filling in admirably. I mean, with the time that Simmons is out.
Well, it is a huge lead for the three-headed monsters, 27-11.
But it's the shooting, the unselfish nature that allows the monsters to be up 6. I hear you, big fella. I hear you.
The three-headed monsters convincingly on top of the enemies at the half. 27-11 is their lead in game 2. Wednesday on CBS reality show All-Stars, from Big Brother, Survivor, Love Island, and The Amazing Race battle it out to win $500,000 and see who has what it takes to be America's best. The Challenge USA, Wednesday after Big Brother on CBS. Well, the three-headed monsters ended the first half on a 15-2 run.
Well, they got it because they were patient offensively. They moved the ball. They didn't try to go one-on-one with DC Sloan a lot of times, and it just favors the defense. This team spread the ball across the court, whether it was getting open shot for Henry. You know, Mahmoud was able to knock it in, so this team excellent half.
Scal standing by with Kevin Murphy.
I'm here with Kevin Murphy. So first of all, no Simmons. How does that change your game plan in the second half?
Man, we lost a big piece, you know, so he went down with an injury. He was kind of our force on defense, kind of kept us together. He was the glue guy, but we got to step up. Other guys, we got 3 other guys that going to step up and do it, and we doing it.
All right, thank you. Good luck second half.
And he's right when he says that that's a glue guy. That's a hard guy to be missing in this game.
Well, it is, but you got to replace on the fly. But that's why you draft and you have players on your roster for specific reasons that can fill in when things happen, not just when somebody's hurt, but they always have value. And we see that, you know, in this game early on, especially in that first half, when Quincy Miller was able to step in and knock in some big shots.
Well, the enemies will try to get their offense going in the second under their player coach, Swaggy P, Nick Young. Says there's a whistle. That's going to be an and one for Benson.
How about this? Scott, you understand this. Nick Young doesn't start the second half, but he chooses to go big with Benson and Austin inside. So, and immediately it pays off where they get an offensive rebound and a three-point play.
Nick Young filling in for Gilbert Arenas, who couldn't be here today due to travel issues, but the enemies 5 for 21 in the first half. So you're right, it makes sense to try and put the big guys in, get some close range shots.
What do you think, Scott?
You got that. I love it. Here's the reason why, because Jordan Crawford can easily on the perimeter go to work.
Yep.
And now if you come off the body and help on his dribble penetration, that's offensive rebounds all night long. Good adjustment from Swaggy P.
Yeah, and he thinks that Austin, if he gets switched like right now, can kind of keep Henry in front of him.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have a problem with that.
Yeah. But I tell you one thing this team does well, man, with three-headed monsters is they make quick decisions with the ball, but they get off of it. Like when they have a dribble penetration, guy helps and their teammate is open, they get the ball in their hands rather quickly.
Benson working his way in the paint again. So what you guys were talking about, it's working so far.
That is, but they got to get stops on the other end. That's the challenge with this lineup, even the lineup they had before, is that getting multiple stops on this three-headed monster team has been a challenge for him. Uh-oh.
4-point attempt, Murphy, no good. Murphy this season 1 for 3, now 1 for 4 from 4-point range. Crawford.
That's good offense.
Rattles it in.
No, that's good offense. I mean, Isaiah Austin felt the double team, took one more dribble, enticed the defense to come down and kicked it out to Crawford.
A timeout on the floor, 30-21. The three-headed monsters lead, but just a 9-point game at the moment. Each week, fans can help select the Microsoft Big 3 Player of the Week. You can go online to big3.com or Big 3 social media accounts to vote. We'll reveal the results from Week 4 next Sunday. So Joe Johnson was the winner last week. We'll see who it will be for Week 4. To take a look at this last play before the timeout.
Well, it's kind of giving three-headed monsters a taste of their own medicine, which is you double, or if there's an open player, you get the ball in their hands early and often so they can get a high-quality shot. And that time, Crawford able to knock in the 3.
10-3 run for the enemies. That's really turned quickly. I mean, just a couple moments ago, they were stuck at 11 points, which you don't often see.
But you can score quick. I mean, that's the beauty about the Big 3. I mean, a large deficit is not too difficult to overcome if you get stops like this and you quickly get out offensively and get some high-quality shots up. You're right back in this game, as we see, I was going to say right there.
What a magnificent finish by Crawford, as the enemies have a couple chances and finally finished off by Benson.
Yeah, but another offensive rebound. So, you know, the dividends of playing with a bigger lineup sometimes in this particular situation is paying off. Sometimes it can hurt you, though, but this one is not early on.
Two player coaches in this contest, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, who's on the floor right now, and Nick Young, who has not stepped in yet here in the second half. Maybe just liking what he's seeing, wants to be more the coach at the moment.
He looks comfortable right there.
Crawford falling away too strong.
Easy. Easy. Oh, Mahmoud. Easy money right there.
Another three-point try. That time it falls for the enemy's Crawford. 15-3 run for the enemies. Credit to them.
What, the Monsters, what was their run at the end of the first half?
15-2.
Exactly, yeah, so very similar. So, yeah, a different way the enemies are doing it, though. I mean, using that size to keep possessions alive, get some baskets inside the paint, as well as knocking in some shots from the perimeter.
Austin looked up at the clock, and he kisses it perfectly off glass.
Austin didn't rush it. That's good defense. Nice little soft jump hook right before the clock, an easy call.
Post player knowing exactly how much time he needs for that move. Wide open is Miller. Can't knock it down. There's been plenty of good looks on both sides. Pick and roll. Benson powers his way up. Play.
What was that? They called a loose ball foul there.
It's going to go against the enemies. And it's all of a sudden a 2-point game as Abdul-Rauf goes to the bench, maybe feeling like he needs more of the coaching presence as Miller goes all the way.
Yeah, nice little pump fake. That time Benson just gave up baseline. That was an easy drive that time for Miller. A much needed basket for three-headed monster.
They still have their advantage, but it was once a much larger cushion as Austin. That just grazes rim and out of bounds. Now the three-headed monsters feel like they've lost what they had in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a, you know how this is, so it's a blows a lot of times, and you just got to weather them, stay focused, and like this, try to get a shot to go in. That could have been 2 consecutive possessions, but that time good defense by Crawford.
Crawford, baseline, difficult angle.
Yeah. Great hustle.
Great hustle, and lands in the hands of Murphy, who will go basically 1-on-3, and he's fouled.
I tell you, they've done the enemy's done a good job with this lineup with Henry by not allowing him to get easy shots, and the scoring run for the enemies has been, dictated by the size they have inside. Again, you get the shot, the double team comes, you make the right play, you get a nice open jump shot. Crawford again gets to the corner, getting that transition kind of play that Scal talked about earlier, and Austin inside with a nice little soft touch off the glass.
One-shot free throw for 2 points for Kevin Murphy, and the three-headed Monsters lead 34-28 against the enemies. Both teams trying to go 3-1 in week 4. Beautiful move by Crawford. He stopped on a dime.
Yeah, but you know what? He got Murphy buried so far underneath the basket that reverse pivot allowed him to be right there at the rim. That's a smart basketball right there.
Bro gliding through, finds Murphy too strong.
I see you, Sloan. You tried to save it. You reached right over the top. See, that's experience. You knew exactly. He must have been a heck of a rebounder.
I have a 6'4" wingspan.
See?
It wasn't enough right here, though.
That's all right, but you knew where it was coming.
I had a little warm-up opportunity while they were warming up, so I felt ready.
Listen, if I was with Iron Eagle, he would have let that come in and try to hit me. I'm just telling you that now.
I feel like we're a team. We got to look out for each other.
Yeah,
Can we make that agreement?
I try to tell Iron that all the time.
Enemies with it is Crawford. Ooh. How did he get there? Covered a lot of space on that drive.
But he has some long arms, too. So Crawford that time able to kind of glide his way across the lane, make it look easy. There's still a little, that shot was difficulty on him.
Kevin Murphy goes all the way to the rim. That will bring us to our break. The three-headed monsters in a tight battle with the enemies, 38-32. They lead here in the second half.
The lead scorer in the league is not going to be outdone. Needed this basket right here to keep three-headed monsters up 6.
Big 3 in the Big D. Great time for families this Sunday afternoon. The three-headed monsters leading the enemies 38-32. Let's take a look at the Big 3 Heat Vision powered by Microsoft.
It's all about Kevin Murphy. So right now he has 19 points, so he's at 100 points on the season. Take a look at some of those shots. But that's not the total story when you talk about Kevin Murphy. This year, 15 of 17 from the free throw line. So in your mind, think about that. That's 30 points minimum coming from the free throw line. This guy gets it done. He scores inside, outside, and he gets to the free throw line more than anybody in the Big 3.
And that's a great point, Scal, because if you look at the great scores, I don't care what league they play in, they all not only get to the free throw line, but they're able to convert when they get there.
Yeah, and you go by obviously every free throw is worth 2 points. So 15 of 17, that's like going 30 for 34.
Yep.
That's getting it done. That's 3 games.
And how much value has he added, Murphy? Sees Austin with the shot with his first year now with the league, Scal.
Big time. And you know why? Because he's one of the best one-on-one players in this league. He plays strong, he plays through contact, and he's got great footwork when you cut him off.
He gets it. Pulling up just outside the paint. That won't go, and Miller is stuffed. One more try for Murphy.
Wow.
He knew exactly where that was going.
Yeah, but you don't see that often. But good rebounding inside Miller. That time I think Murphy may have rushed it a little bit, was leaning forward. He knew he had an opportunity to get it up before the defender got out there to contest.
Thrown away by Miller. They can score off of this according to Big 3 rules. A couple of gimmies right there for the three-headed monsters. That's a tough spot to come up short when they're just holding on to a 4-point lead. Speaking of 4 points, Crawford trying to make all that up on one shot. That will not fall for Monroe, and it's enemy ball. Austin is fouled.
Yeah, Monroe that time really didn't need to reach in because I think they called it on Monroe. Or did they call it on? Yeah, number 5. Yeah, because Murphy had him under control. He's going to take a tough shot again. Knowing when to help, I don't care if it was Big 3, NBA, college, high school, when you got to be able to read when your teammate has a guy under control. And luckily they were able to benefit off of the missed free throw to get the possession. But you got to know when to help and when to kind of pull back.
When you've already got a big man in an awkward spot, taking an awkward shot.
Yep. You don't want to bail them out just with a little touch reach foul.
Murphy's going to reset here. Monroe has it with 5 on the shot clock. It'll pull up.
Yeah, both teams a little cold right here in the last few possessions. This is where you either get an open look like this or try to get yourself to the free throw line. Did that. They did miss.
Miller finally ends the drought for both of these teams. It was a hot start at the start of the second half, and that's a good place to be.
Got to see what the percentages are for the team, the first team to crack 40, what their winning percentage is. Oh.
Henry goes all the way, slams it home.
Hey, Scal, I think we need to work on that one there. No, seriously, the first team that gets to 40, what's their winning percentage, you know?
You know what? A lot of it has to do with foul trouble, to be honest with you. Right. Yeah, you get to 40, but your way back.
Right, yeah.
Legendary Clippers broadcaster Ralph Lawler would say, first to 100 wins, that's the law. Now, obviously, things have changed when everyone's scoring over 100, but maybe that should be yours, is first to 40. Maybe you see something.
Well, I can see Ralph, because, back in the day, especially early in my career, 98, 99 games for 87, 89. So
That's right.
when you got to that 100 mark, that was the time that separated yourselves. And speaking about separation, Crawford couldn't get it. But it would be interesting to see that stat, though, how valid it is to winning in the Big Three.
Not getting to 100 points by the end of the third quarter.
Oh, yeah, right now, bro. You know, I mean, I've seen some games. I had a Clipper game one time. It was down 50 at halftime. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the score.
Yes, it's that. You want out of control in a good way.
Yeah.
Three-headed monsters leading by 2. We were up at the half. 27-11. It's been a huge second, but a great play by Miller slicing through.
Yeah, but that time Henry set the screen, which means that you couldn't leave his body. So that opened it up for Miller to kind of snake his way down the lane and eventually get that 2.
Austin for 4. All right. 0 for 0 this season. Had not even attempted a 4-point shot, and he has just tied the game, the 7-footer, for 4.
Oh, okay.
Right back.
All right.
And all of a sudden, point game for the three-headed monsters.
Are they going to check to see if it was a 2? Yeah.
They're going to see if it was a 2 or a 3. You're right. That'll make a critical difference here.
Yeah, it's still a one-possession game, but the foot is on the line, but it determines whether now the 2-point was in play for you to win it. If you get it 2, it extends the game, but if you hit the 3, of course, you can close it out.
Here from that angle to just have a toe over the line. Here's another look.
And you know, by playing ball, Sloan, the coaches always say, know where you're at on the court.
You have to have that awareness.
You have to have that awareness because that's huge in regards to the one possession. Having to get a 2 at the end of the game is a heck of a lot easier, I think, you know, with the foul situation and being able to get to the basket than trying to win it with a 3. Not that they would, but the strategies are totally different.
Enemies trying to keep this game alive. Need a score and a stop.
Oh, lost it.
And just a turnover. Absolutely just lost out of bounds by Henry. And now a mandatory stop needed. It is point game. A 3 would win it for the three-headed monsters.
Now you can get a 3 in a couple different ways. That's an and 1. Going to the basket.
Good closeout by Henry. Knowing the game situation, plays Miller tight, and he goes for 2.
Again, Miller, his ability to put it down, but then when you're driving towards the leading scorer, Kevin Murphy, in the league, you can't leave him. That opens up the lane for that opportunity. Uh-oh, 4-point shot.
Leaving it for Austin for 4. Bounce, are you kidding? Benson, Monroe has that blocked, and then the and 1, extending the game, Seth Henley.
Well, it's interesting to see at the end of the game when guys want to be the hero and win the game, and that time, I think it was Monroe had on his mind that he wanted to end the game, but that was excellent defense by Austin. And then Henry able to pick up some of that loose change and finish it and put himself to the line. Now, they're in the bonus. Scal, they're in the bonus. If he makes this.
Not in the bonus.
They're not in the bonus.
Okay. Both teams did a really good job of not fouling this game.
Right. That could have been huge if they were, though, to get the ball back in that situation.
First team to 50 wins, but in Fireball 3, you must win by 2.
Why? Oh, no, you didn't.
Three-pointer.
I mean, he got him on the arm. But why bail him out this time if you're Crawford? Why bail him out?
And Nick Young is going to bring the fire. He is standing in for head coach Gilbert Arenas. You see the smile on his face. Bring the fire could decide.
Smart play, though. I mean, because if not, he gets a shot, free shot at the top of the key for 3. The percentages are a little bit lower. But now, this is for the win. And who's prevailed a lot? The defense.
Jordan Crawford against Quincy Miller. Bring the fire in the Big 3, challenging a shooting foul. They go one-on-one. Miller wrapped up.
And got
but he gets it to go in. The enemies are saying a travel. They're begging for that call. And that will be how it ends on the Bring the Fire, a controversial Bring the Fire ending.
Well, it's a couple infractions here. One, he gets fouled. Okay, so you want to call that first. Did he travel? He traveled after that. He did. So the officials allowed it to go on because they didn't call the foul initially. The travel was there. Swaggy's like, yeah, he traveled. But what about the foul the first time?
The final, 51-48. Going down to the wire, and with Scouse, Quincy Miller.
All right, so I'm sure you've hit some game winners.
Yeah.
You ever had a game winner where you go one-on-one for the winning?
I mean, usually that's what it's supposed to be at the end of the game, but I know Jordan Crawford from playing in a long time, and that was a great matchup. I'm happy I got it.
You guys were short-handed, but you stepped up big. How you carry this momentum forward?
We just got to continue doing what we do. It's 2 games in a row. We just got to do the same thing we've been doing these last 2 games.
All right, congratulations.
Thanks,
What a finish in week 4 of the Big 3. It is the 3-headed monsters coming out on top, 51-48. Stay tuned for our next game, Ball Hogs versus Tri-State. We'll return to Dallas after these messages.
As a member of American Home Shield, I'm covered from the unexpected. Like when my AC breaks down in the middle of summer. They have flexible plans to match my budget and needs. Go online to find the right plan for you. Yeah, good girl.
What's your favorite part of a Kit Kat bar? The chocolate?
Nope. The inside.
The wafers?
No, the stuff in between the wafers.
Ah, the in-between stuff.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Pizza Hut's got 2 mediums for just $6.99 each. That's less than $1 a slice.
Got 2 more slices.
So much pizza.
My pizza.
What?
Carry out 2 medium one-topping pizzas for just $6.99 each. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
As a Main Street bank, PNC has helped over 7 million kids develop their passion for learning through our Grow Up Great initiative. And now, we're providing billions of dollars for affordable home lending programs as part of $88 billion to support underserved communities, including loans for small businesses and low and moderate income areas. So everyone has a chance to move forward financially. PNC Bank. See how we can make a difference for you.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason, book over 7,100 locations at choicehotels.com.
Aleve X. Its revolutionary rollerball design delivers fast, powerful, long-lasting pain relief. Aleve it and see what's possible.
American Home Shield is a home service plan provider that helps cover the costs when parts of your home systems and appliances wear out. It can help relieve the stress and anxiety of unexpected breakdowns.
For a free quote, visit ahs.com.
Did you know you can now catch up on every episode of Ghosts?
You crying? No. Yeah, me neither. Don't look at them.
TV's #1 new show, Ghosts. Catch up on demand and streaming on Paramount+.
Together, we are going to stem violence in East New York.
Welcome to the city.
If you do your job, I got your back.
Welcome to East New York.
Next Sunday, it'll be another intense week in the Big 3 with several teams trying to improve their playoff positions. Starting at 3 Eastern, we have 3 games right here on CBS. After that, there are 3 more games streaming on Fire Network, DAZN, and the Big 3 YouTube channel. That's next Sunday starting at 3 Eastern. As we head into the second half of the regular season in Big 3 Season 5. And here are some news and notes from Week 4. Bivouac getting not only its first win of the season, but first win since 2019 because they were winless last year. Of course, a COVID-canceled 2020. Dante Green, a season-high 23 points in the Killer Threes win. Deshaun Stevens might have my vote personally for Player of the Week. Maybe just some post-bias sneaking in there, but 19-19 for him. As the Aliens defeat Trilogy, and then the Three-Headed Monsters, a huge win over the Enemies. 23 points for Kevin Murphy, the leading scorer of the Big 3. Well, coming up, we have more legends on the floor. A couple superstars, Jason Richardson, Leandro Barbosa. That's coming up on CBS.